My name's Rebecca. I am starting my YouTube channel today. So today I'm not gonna be talking about myself. Well, I'm gonna be talking about myself, but I'm not gonna be like introducing myself per se. I'm gonna tell you a little bit as to why I'm starting this channel and just what this video is ultimately going to be about. So, I am a Christian, and I felt for a while, probably since like January, God calling me to start a YouTube channel. But I was very afraid and kind of like, nah, God, like, are you sure you want me to start a YouTube channel? Or are you just like saying, like, maybe you should start a YouTube channel? Um, Sorry, like, I feel like there's this glare on my glasses. I have like these blue light things, John's going on. So just ignore that. It's my first video, so there will be some quirks. So yeah, like I felt God really calling me to start a YouTube channel. And yeah, just to really grow closer to Him and then also bring people to Him and closer to Him. So today I just want to share, I on Monday, I believe Monday was March 16th, I was laid off from my job. Kind of laid off, kind of not laid off, not really sure what actually happened, but I'm here to give you guys the lowdown. So like a month ago, I felt God saying that I need to quit my job, that there was something more for me out there, and that's probably also why YouTube and stuff like that. So I gave my 2 weeks on February 24th, maybe around that time. I gave my 2 weeks, but then so let me backtrack. I am a recent college graduate. I graduated in May 2019. Whoop whoop. I made it through the struggle. And I graduated with my degree in philosophy, and I had two minors in English and English communications, and ultimately I not sure, that's another thing that we'll talk about down the line. I want to be a lawyer. So my job, I was actually a paralegal slash legal assistant. So my boss, so yeah, that's where I was working. So yeah, I gave my 2 weeks. I just really wasn't happy. I felt like I wasn't really doing what my boss wanted from me. Like, I just felt like he deserved a better worker and I deserved a better environment for me to learn and grow. And I wasn't really sure what that was. So I decided to give my 2 weeks, listen to God, be obedient, give my 2 weeks. And then one of the attorneys, he's kind of like a senior attorney, super cool, really nice guy. He talked to me about how he found out that I gave my 2 weeks and he wanted to talk to me about it. And I told him like how I was feeling and what was going on. And he said, I completely understand, and like that he was willing to work with me to better fit in and better do my job at the firm. And I was super excited. Like, I was glad that he wanted to do that for me, but at the same time I still was confused and didn't know if I wanted to stay or if I should go. And then just on a whim I was like, okay, I'll stay. But then on Monday my boss said that he wanted to he was going to accept my resignation. Mind you, Monday was a week past the date that I was supposed to actually leave, like according to my 2 week notice. But I believe because of everything that's going on with COVID-19 and the same thing, Corona, I think my boss thought it would be the best for his firm to let me go. And it was just a coincidence that 3 weeks prior to that, I gave my 2 weeks. So it went hand in hand. I have never felt more lost and confused in my whole life. My friends can tell you, like, I'm always someone that's, like, on their money, okay? I am not broke. Like, I mean, like, I'm broke, but it's not like I'm, like, I never have any sort of income coming in. Like, I'm always someone that's on top of it. Like, I always have money somewhere, stashed somewhere. I'm just always like that. I might not be super, like rich and have all this money, but I'm always someone that is on top of their bills, on top of their payments. Like, I don't really fall short of that. So to be laid off or for my resignation to be accepted without me having a game plan after really kind of just shattered my world. I didn't know like what to do. Like, I didn't know where to turn. Like, I remember when my boss told me, I wasn't sure if I should leave, if I should stay. So I ultimately ended up leaving, and I called my dad, and I remember being in front of the elevator, and I'm like, Dad, can you pick me up from the train station, because like the bus wasn't running at the time. And I'm like crying, and yeah, like it was really, really, really hard. And then when I got home, I started to like obviously like go, like start applying for jobs to like try to like get something to do, because I'm gonna need money, like have bills, I have car bill, I have insurance, I have my student loans, like I have all these things that need to be paid. Like, no one's gonna care if I don't pay them. Like, I need to figure it out. But with COVID-19, nobody's really hiring. Like, a lot of businesses are either downsizing or even just not open in general. So it's kind of like nobody really has the means to hire you. So I just come down to this crossroad, like, what am I going to do for money? And that's still a question that I keep thinking about. Like, what am I going to do for money? Like, how am I going to make it through and all that stuff? It's like I felt like I'm so out of control or not in control of my life. Like, I'm not in the driver's seat, and I've always been in the driver's seat. One thing that I'm always on top of, like I said before, is my finances. Like, I might not always have a lot, but I always have something so that I'm okay, or like I feel a sense of security. And I felt like on Monday and even this past week, I was just really shaken. And it's scary. It's still really scary, and I still don't know what I'm going to do or what's the next steps for me. I have no idea. But I feel like listening to a lot of the different sermons that have been coming out, and like trying to get into the word, because I'm lazy and I rather like watch Netflix or like be on YouTube for hours and hours and hours instead of really like diving into the word, which is what I need to do. And I'm just being honest, it's not what I'm exactly doing right now, because I rather just be numb than to actually face the fact that I need God. And that's all that I have right now, like, is God. God's the only person that's going to provide for me. God's the only person that's going to be in the driver's seats when I cannot drive. This is all God. And I have to learn to trust God in this season. Like, and I hear God that He wants to be the one that provides for me. He wants to be the one that is in control. He wants to be the one that is leading me, because He has all the good things. He has all the things that I want. And all I have to do is trust Him and just give it all to Him. And for someone who's just in control of that one thing, of their finances, it's so hard to be like, okay, God, like, this is yours. And and it's crazy because I'm not a stingy person. Like, I tithe. If somebody asks me for my last, I give it to them. But I think it's the fact that I'm always willing to give, because I know that something else is coming. I know my next paycheck is coming. Like, I know I'll be okay. But to be in a season of having to give, but not being sure of what's going to come, that is testing, and it's hard, and it's scary. But I know it'll be okay, And right now, like, as I'm speaking, I feel like a freedom and I feel at peace, because I'm telling somebody my story. And who knows, nobody will hear this, but I'm putting it out there for someone to hear. And I think there's just a peace that comes with that. God is a good God, and He'll take care of His children. And in this season of hardship, in this season of uncertainty, because I know everyone is feeling this way, even if they have a job, even if they have things are okay, there's still an uncertainty. Like, will I get this virus? Or will my parents or my grandparents, or will somebody that I love and know get this virus? Or not even someone that you really know. Or what if your friend of a friend of a friend gets it? Like, that's still impacting you in some way. That God is in control. And at the other side of this hardship, at the other side of this confusion, is something that's going to be so good. And I heard my pastor say that this morning, Pastor Zenzo from Impact Church, like, that there's something coming, there's something great coming. And I even heard it from Destiny Church when I was listening to another message that, like, after hardship, there's something that's going to be so great at the other end. And I am just looking forward to that. And I just want to share with everyone just to trust God in this season, just to let him know that you're hurting, but he can be your comforter. He can be your provider. He can be all that you need in this season. Remember that he loves you, that he's protecting you, and that he cares. When you ask God for peace, you're asking for Jesus. And that is such an amazing thing to think about, because he is the Prince of Peace. So just ask for Jesus today and he will keep you. Okay, guys. See you next time when I actually introduce myself. Okay, bye.